Monday and Tuesday from 9 to 11 and Wednesday at 10.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Easton High School and Reading Catholic High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. We'll meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. From Easton High School, David Herrick, a sophomore. John Damiano is a junior. Barbara Scarpa is the captain. Barbara is a senior. Tara Silfies, a senior. And the coach is Bob Young, teacher of biology. From Reading Central Catholic High School, Christina Granados, a senior. The captain, Stephen Vita, senior. Carol Rodriguez-Ray, also a senior. Brett Snyder, a senior. And the coach is Cindy Merzeski, teacher of chemistry. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 award to the runner-up high school. Both of these awards, of course, will be in the names of the respective Scholastic Scrimmage teams. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require a rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. In toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer. 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty. They'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each time you answer a toss-up question correctly, you will have an opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. If the buzzer goes off while you're answering a question, however, you will be permitted to complete your answer. And no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If not, we'll begin with our first toss-up. We're preparing for a 15-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. It's in history. If you heard the nickname Old Rough and Ready, you'd think of what U.S. president? Reading Central, Carol.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Incorrect. Over to Easton. No conferring. It's a toss-up question. No, it wouldn't be Roosevelt. Zachary Taylor, the 12th president and an Army general, ex-Army general, was Old Rough and Ready. Another toss-up. We're looking at a 10-point bonus this time. Here's your toss-up. The moon is a ghostly galleon. Is an example of which one of the following? Is it a simile, a colloquialism, a metaphor, or none of the above? Central, Brett.
Metaphor.
It is a metaphor. And you have a bonus 10-pointer, Steve. You give me the answers. Ernest Hemingway's novels have had a profound impact upon 20th century American literature. I'll describe the subjects of two of his books. For 5 points each, give me the exact title, Steve. First, a Cuban fisherman's catch and subsequent loss of a giant marlin. Steve?
The Old Man in the Sea.
Correct. Bullfighting and the significance of the duel between man and animal. Steve?
The Sun Also Rises.
No, that isn't it. It might have some bullfighting in it, but the one we're looking for is Death in the Afternoon. Got 5 points out of a possible 10 on the bonus. We're going to another toss-up. Again, this is a multiple choice. Most of the oxygen carried by the blood is in which one of the following? Would it be the red cells, serum, white cells, or fibrin? Central, Brett.
Red cells.
Correct again, Brett. 10-point bonus, Steve. Calcite, hematite, and serpentine are three common minerals. I'm going to describe two of these. For 5 points each, you tell me which minerals fit the descriptions I'm going to give you. First, and I want you to remember, your choices are calcite, hematite, and serpentine. Here's your first one. A fairly soft mineral with a non-metallic luster and excellent cleavage. Steve.
Calcite.
A fairly soft greenish mineral. That is correct. A fairly soft greenish mineral with a resinous to greasy luster and conchoidal fracture. Steve.
Serpentine.
You are correct on both counts. You have your 10. Again, we're looking at a 10-point bonus toss-up. It's a mathematical toss-up. Consider the line y is equal to 3 minus x. Y is equal to 3 minus x. One of the four quadrants of the xy plane does not contain any part of that line. For 10 points, using the standard nomenclature for the quadrants, tell me which quadrant that is. Central, Stephen.
Fourth.
Incorrect. It's a toss-up. Over to Easton. John.
First.
First is also incorrect. It's the third quadrant, which does not contain any part of the line y is equal to 3 minus x. Another toss-up, looking at a 10-pointer. The capital of the Sudan is located on the Blue Nile, near its junction with the White Nile. Name the Sudanese capital. Khartoum is the capital of the Sudan. Toss-up, looking at a 15-pointer. The toss-up question is for fans of crossword puzzles. You've probably seen it before. Give me the 7-letter name, starting with the letter O, that refers to a small wind instrument that has holes like a flute, a mouthpiece like a whistle, and is shaped rather like a sweet potato. Again, 7 letters, begins with O, shaped like a sweet potato. It's an ocarina. Ocarina. Another toss-up. A new edition has been recently completed at the Tate Gallery in London to display the works of this most famous English painter. An example of his work is being shown there on the monitor. I want you to name the English painter. It's Joseph Turner, and the title of that particular painting is Rockets and Blue Lights, Joseph Turner. Another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. The heavenly body, commonly called the evening star or the morning star, is actually not a star at all, but rather a planet. Easton, David.
Mars.
Incorrect. I'm going to complete it for Reading Central. The heavenly body, commonly called the evening star or the morning star, is actually not a star at all, but rather a planet. Which planet is it? Brett.
Venus.
Venus, the most brilliant planet in the solar system. Bonus 10-pointer. You're correct. For you, Steve, and the team. Steve, give me the answer. Some information about a particular chemical element. This metal is economically important because of its very extensive use as an electrical conductor. It's used in many other ways. For instance, it's an ingredient in some American coins. It shares a column in the modern periodic table with silver and gold. For 5 points, name this element, and for another 5, give me its atomic number. Steve?
Copper.
Atomic number?
No response.
No response. It's 29, so you have 5 points out of a possible 10. Going for a 10-pointer. Toss-up. This event is taken on the name of the location where it took place. For 10 points, what's the name of the location of the abortive armed invasion of Cuba and JFK's first Reading Central? Tina?
Bay of Pigs.
We will accept. This event is taken on the name of the location where it took place, and what is the name of the location of the abortive armed invasion in John F. Kennedy's first term in office, which was aimed at overthrowing the Castro regime? It is the Bay of Pigs. You're correct. Bonus 10-pointer. For 5 points each, name the 2 Indian tribes which wiped out General Custer and his whole detachment at the Little Bighorn River. Steve?
Iroquois and Sioux.
We will accept Sioux. That is correct. And the other would be Cheyenne. So you have 5 points. Going for a 10-pointer toss-up. I'll give the definition of a literary term which starts with the letter P as in Paul. For 10 points, I want you to identify the P word. Here it is. A figure of speech in which something non-human is given human central. Brett.
Personification.
Correct. It's given human qualities. Multiple choice bonus, 10-pointer for Reading Central. In Thornton Wilder's Our Town, the dead told Emily Webb that reliving part of her life would it be impossible, bring added grief to her family, condemn her soul to haunt the earth forever, or bring her only unhappiness? Steve.
Bring her only happiness.
That is incorrect. I think Brett was saying it was bring her unhappiness. Unfortunately, Steve, you gave the wrong answer. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, give me the 5-letter term starting with the letter B as in boy, which is used in the western United States to refer to a flat-topped, steep-sided hill smaller than a mesa. That's Easton. Tara.
Butte.
Correct, Tara. 10-point bonus for you and the team, Barb. I'll name 2 bright constellations. For 5 points each, you tell me with which of the 4 seasons they are most closely associated. The constellations are Taurus. Barb?
Summer.
Incorrect. It would be winter. And the other is Scorpius. Barb?
Summer.
I will accept that one on that. You got 5 out of 10. Going for a 10-pointer. It's a visual on the monitor question. For what real number C is it true that the quantity C minus 17 squared is equal to the quantity 17 minus C squared? Easton. Tara.
0.
Incorrect. Over to Central. Steve.
All real numbers.
You are correct. You got 5 on the rebound, Steve. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. 5 points apiece. I want you to give me the standard mathematical terms for, first, the conditional statement obtained by interchanging the hypothesis and the conclusion of a given conditional statement. Steve?
Converse.
Correct. And the second one, standard mathematical term again, for simultaneous equations that have no common root. Steve?
Non-intersecting.
No, it would be inconsistent equations. 5 points again out of a possible 10. Looking at a 10-point bonus, toss-up. I'm going to define a term related to the principles or practices of government which begin with the letter A, or begins with the letter A. For 10 points, I want you to identify that particular term. Here's the description. The stage in a criminal proceeding in which the accused person comes before a judge, hears the charges, and has the opportunity to plead guilty or not guilty. Central. Steve.
Acquittal.
Acquittal is incorrect. Over to Easton. I have read the question. It would be arraignment. We're going to take a halftime break now with the score at half. 50 for Reading Central Catholic and 5 for Easton.
That's a negative 5.
I'm sorry, that would be a negative 5 for Easton. So we'll begin our second half with a 55-point differential. David Herrick, we're going to ask you, as we ask everyone during our first round, to tell us about your family.
Well, my mother's a chemistry teacher at Emmaus High School. My father is a supervisor at Metropolitan Edison Company, and I have a brother, Paul, who's a senior at University of Scranton.
Thank you, David. John Damiano.
My father is a research project manager at Pfizer in Easton. My mother is a craftsperson, and I have a brother, Jason, who attends 6th grade at Easton Middle School.
Thank you, John. The captain, Barbara Scarpa.
Okay, my father's a self-employed chemical broker, and my mother's a registered nurse, and I have 2 older sisters.
Thanks, Barb. Tara Silfies.
My father is a supervisor with Edwin Stipe in Easton, and my mother is a homemaker. I have no brothers or sisters.
Thank you, Tara. Thanks to Easton. Let's go over to Reading Central and begin with Christina Granados.
My parents are physicians, and I have a sister, Susie, who's at 9th grade at Central Catholic.
Thank you, Tina. And Stephen Vita, the captain.
My father works at St. Joe's Hospital. My mother's a receptionist. I have a brother and a sister who also attend Central Catholic, and a 6-year-old sister who attends St. Catherine's School.
Thank you, Stephen. Carol Rodriguez-Ray.
My father is an engineer at Gilbert Associates, and my mother is a math teacher at Reading High School, and I have 3 younger sisters and a younger brother.
Thank you, Carol. Brett Snyder.
My father's a credit manager for Sony Corporation, and my mother works for Today's Computers Business Center, and I have a younger sister who's a freshman at Reading Central Catholic.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks to Reading Central Catholic High School. We're going to go into the second half. Again, the score is a -5 for Easton and 50 for Reading Central. Our first toss-up, we're looking at a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, which singular personal pronoun always requires a plural verb? Central, Steve.
Third person.
Incorrect. Over to Easton. John?
Second person?
No, incorrect. I said which singular personal pronoun, when the specific pronoun always requires a plural verb. You. Another toss-up. It's a listening toss-up. I want you to listen to the excerpt. We just heard a portion of the Russian orchestral work, Pictures at an Exhibition, composed in 1874. For 10 points, and from the following, I want you to name its composer. Was it Rachmaninoff, Mussorgsky, Borodin, or Tchaikovsky? It's Modest Mussorgsky, a Russian composer. Again, it was composed in 1874. Toss-up. For 10 points, who is President Reagan's current Secretary of Defense? Central, Carol.
Caspar Weinberger.
Incorrect. Over to Easton. It's toss-up. I'm sorry, Barb, you just missed it. A new one was just designated or appointed a few weeks ago, and it's Frank Carlucci, who succeeded Caspar Weinberger, Carol. Another toss-up. Going for a 10-point bonus. For 10 points, what's the 6-letter adjective starting with the letter U that means courteous, refined, or suave? Urbane. U-R-B-A-N-E. Another toss-up. What standard 2-word term do chemists use to refer to the threshold energy or minimum energy that's necessary for a chemical reaction to proceed? Activation energy. Another toss-up. Looking at a 10-point bonus. I want you to listen carefully. It's a mathematical toss-up. If a basketball coach has a 7-man roster, how many different fivesomes can he send out onto the floor, not allowing for the different positions? It's the number of different combinations of 7 persons taken 5 at a time, and the answer would be 21. 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 5 factorial. Another toss-up. It's multiple choice. A topic not likely to arise in SALT disarmament talks is which one of the following? NACL, ICBM, MIRV, or U-235? Easton, Barb.
NACL.
Correct. Table salt. Here's your bonus. 10-pointer, Barb. In quick response to the FBI's espionage arrest of Gennady Zakharov, the Soviet scientific officer at the UN, Soviet agents arrested an American journalist in late summer of 1986. The affair was resolved several weeks later when both men were sent home. For 5 points each, provide the answers to these 2 questions. What was the American journalist's name? Barb?
Danilov.
Nicholas Danilov is correct. For what publication was he, and I think still is, a correspondent? Barb?
U.S. News and World Report.
Correct. You got your 10 points. Going for a 15-pointer. You might want to use paper and pencil. The word innuendo is likely to be used in a courtroom. I want you to spell, without stopping, innuendo. Easton, Barb.
INNUENDO.
Correct, Barb. You've got your 10 on that. Here's your bonus for 15. For 5 points apiece again. Answer the following 3 questions about weights and measures. First one, what standard land area equals 43,560 square feet? It's used in real estate transactions. Barb?
Acre.
Correct. Federal regulations state that for trade purposes, this volume of crude oil must be 42 gallons. Barb?
Barrel.
Correct. In nautical terms, depth is measured in increments of 6 feet. What are these units called? Barb?
Fathoms.
Correct. You've got your 15. Another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, the earthworm belongs to what phylum? Easton, John.
Annelida.
You are correct. The annelids. Bonus 10-pointer. There are 4 large valves in the human heart. I'll describe 2 of them. And for 5 points each, you name them. First one. This valve lies between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Barb.
The aortal.
Incorrect. It would be the tricuspid. Second one. This valve opens to allow blood to flow from the right ventricle.
The aortal.
Incorrect. It would be the pulmonary valve. We're going on. It's another monitor question. What is the value of the discriminant of 3x squared minus x minus 1 if it were equal to 0? The value of the discriminant. No response. That's b squared minus 4ac is the value of the discriminant, where a is the coefficient of the x squared term, b is the coefficient of the x term, c is the constant. The answer to that would be 13. Another toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. In what state is the San Joaquin Valley located? Easton, Barb.
California.
Correct. The river, San Joaquin River, flows from the Sierra Nevadas to the Sacramento River. Here's your bonus, 10-pointer. I'm going to give you 2 state nicknames, 5 points each. You identify the states. The land of opportunity. Barb?
Missouri.
No, it's Arkansas. The Gopher State.
Nebraska.
No, it's Minnesota. The Minnesota Gophers. We're going on to another toss-up, looking at a 10-pointer. I'm going to describe a sociological term which begins with the letter A. I want you to identify the term. A process by which 2 previously distinct groups gradually blend into one unified group. Central, Christina.
Assimilation.
Correct, Tina. And here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. A plague on both your houses was spoken by what Shakespearean character? Steve.
Hamlet.
No, it would be Mercutio in Romeo and Juliet. Going for a 10-pointer, your toss-up. Which amendment, and I want the number of the amendment, to the Constitution of the United States permitted Congress to levy income taxes? No response. 16th Amendment. Toss-up. I'm going to give you a precise definition. For 10 points, you give me the phrase from mythology or ancient history. A vulnerable point or spot. Central, Brett.
Achilles' heel.
Correct, Brett. 10-point bonus. The following 2 questions regarding kings and rulers are each worth 5 points. First one. Who was the emperor of France's First Republic? Steve.
Canton.
No, Napoleon I, Napoleon Bonaparte. What word is used for the ceremony of crowning a monarch? Steve.
Coronation.
Correct for 5 points. For 10 points, toss up. I want you to name the largest city in New Mexico. Central, Christina.
Albuquerque.
Correct. Here's your bonus, a 15-pointer. West of Ontario, there are 4 Canadian provinces along the northern border of the lower 48 states. For 5 points each, name 3 of those 4 Canadian provinces. Steve.
British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Correct. Manitoba would be the 4th. You've got your 15 points. Going for a 15-pointer. Toss-up. Multiple choice. For 10 points and from the following, give the definition of endeavor, E-N-D-E-A-V-O-R, from the following. Does it mean to ignore, intend, attempt earnestly, or bring about? Easton, John.
Attempt earnestly.
You are correct. Bonus 15-pointer, Barb. In English, there are many homophones, 2 or more distinct words that are pronounced the same way. I'll give definitions of 3 words that are homophones with one another. You'll earn 5 points for giving me the correct common pronunciation of these 3 words. You'll earn an additional 10 points for spelling these words. Here are the meanings. The pointed top of a mountain, resentment. And the third meaning would be a brief glance.
Peak.
Barb, I want the pronunciation.
Peak.
Okay, additional 10 points for spelling all 3.
Start with the first one.
Pointed top of a mountain.
P-E-E-K.
She can continue on.
You may continue.
But that was incorrect, so she will not get no sense reading the rest. She said P-E-E-K, it's P-E-A-K. That is incorrect.
Okay, that is the final buzzer, and the final score would be 80 for Reading Central Catholic High School and 75 for Easton High School. An outstanding contest, and I know, Easton, that doesn't make you feel any better, but it was an excellent contest. You did a fine job, Barb and team. David and John, we're going to see you back here again next year. Barb and Tara, good luck in college. Reading Central Catholic, we congratulate you. We're going to see you back here in the second round against Northern Lehigh High School. It'll be in mid-March. Again, congratulations. Next week's contestants will be from Boyertown and Bethlehem Catholic High Schools. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.